I need to find the fucking thumbnail for or not the thumbnail for the fucking intro, the just standard House of Chain intro with that song. Um, so yeah, that's something I need to work on because this ain't late now with Devil Empire. That was the only thing I could think of. Link. I'll probably. I may. Well, it is open house. I'll probably put the link in a little bit. Just gonna talk for a moment. Because we're gonna do like whenever I do open houses, it's not gonna be probably long. I'll probably just go live for about an hour. Probably just go live for an hour, maybe because I do have to get some stuff situated. I wasn't even going live today, but just I just was like, fuck it. Wife's taking a nap. I am just doing that. But I mainly wanted to come on here, like also to address some things recently. I know some people have had their opinions on certain matters, some valid, some just like disagreeing with the opinion. But I always say my opinion isn't absolute; it's an opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, So what do you call it? But yeah, the last few weeks have been chaotic, just with a lot of stuff going on camera and behind the scenes, right? Certain things I've not even really talked about, and it's just something that I said this, I think, in a post. I think I posted earlier. Sometimes I post stuff for schedule. Like I even had a what do you call it? Like I'm trying to remember because I sometimes schedule posts. So sometimes like I schedule shorts. Like shit, I had a short from, I think I scheduled it a few days earlier and it popped up on Monday. And I was glad no one were like, oh, I thought you were done talking about this when you post that. I'm like, I forgot I even had that scheduled. I've also been dealing with the allergies. Like I've been able to. Some days are better than others. Today I've been like a little bit. It's been a little bit better. I basically at the end stages of it. So, like, I am. But back to the main point is, I wanted to, for all the chaos that's been going on. I want to apologize for a lot of it happening on my watch, regarding certain situations. Like I did try to handle a lot of stuff privately, which should always be the case. Yeah. Welcome to YouTube. I think that's a thing that a lot of people don't like. As repetitive as it is, and sometimes it does get addicting with certain situations. I think that's one thing a lot of people don't understand in our little bubble, because we are a bubble in this big world we call YouTube. I think certain people who haven't been around for so long and all this other stuff, they don't really understand the situations of certain things, and all that. But it is what it is. Some people you just can't show the path, if you will, and all that. But yeah, going back to it, like it's something that like I wish a lot of it was handled privately and more professional. I wish that things didn't end the way they did. Am I regretful of certain people that are not in the picture anymore? No. Like there are certain people that honestly that I cut off that weren't really, that I tried my damnedest to help and to motivate and do whatever, and certain people you just can't. They just don't see the bigger picture, and that's life. You're gonna have people like that. It's same thing. Like, you're gonna lose people, like friends or whatnot. That's just how it is. That's life. There were certain things I didn't appreciate in regards to how some of the people acted. Like, and people could criticize how I acted, but in certain matters, I feel like I was justified in those matters, in my own personal opinion. And it's just something that like I said, I wish it was handled differently. I wish people were able to communicate better. It was the biggest lesson that I learned from all this is that and this can go into life too, not just on YouTube or in communities or whatnot. Yeah, pursue health. That's what's like at the end of the day, I know I'm happy. I know I have a pretty good life. I'm not saying I have the greatest life in the world and shit like that, but you know, I'm like, I have a pretty good life. I'm grateful. I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy everything else that life offers me. We always have hurdles and stuff. But yeah, the one thing I learned that we as a society in general need to communicate better. And that is something that we that unfortunately, like, there's people like I have like what I would call my close circle that like will criticize saying we criticize each other of things we do wrong or whatnot. And we do it on air, we do it privately, so on and so forth. And we take it whatever way we can, right? So like the one lesson that this whole thing taught me outside of the communication is yeah, keep your circle small. Because unfortunately there's people out there that are not with your best interests. They're not there to, like, because at the end of the day, we're here to help each other, you know. And unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things, it's not like that overall, and that's something that needs to change, right? Like, we had channels taken down through like the porn bombing and shit like that, right? We had all that. And instead of us trying to just, be like, hey, you know what, we need to stand together as a in solidarity, right? It fell apart. People started to eat each other, if you will. And I'm guilty of that too. I'm not going to sit here and say I was an innocent bystander and everything. But like, certain things I've said about certain people regarding my thoughts on them, I still stand by, and a good amount of people do as well. I like, and it's not because I'm telling them to say it, or telling them to basically have the same opinion. Again, people can have different opinions. We could disagree about it, but that's how this world works. We're not all supposed to be basically machines supporting, like basically agreeing with everything that everyone says, right? And but yeah, like regarding like my thoughts on certain things, I still stand by them, and that will never. It's like the stream I did on a specific person a few days ago. I talked about this in a post. I did decide to delete it and I acknowledged that certain thing, like, that it wasn't necessary. Um, like my opinions on that person could have stayed private, and all that. And and that's like the same with, because I did hear that that person did make follow-up things on it, and I did, uh instead of making a stream about it, I did go and confront that person, and basically, because again, as much as easy as it could have been just to make a stream and to completely like eradicate someone's basically humanity, which I'm very good at. So it's an unfortunate trait of mine. It was not worth it in the vein that, one, I've already done it. Two, that's what the person would have wanted. So I just went to the person directly, because there was one place that we did not block each other yet, and I gave them my 2 cents before I blocked them and moved forward from it. Like, and again, like you see these things, right? Because I always tell people, if anybody has an issue, they could come and talk to me. And these are uh if like I rarely block anybody like out of the blue. Like, even with someone I blocked yesterday, I went up to that person and I messaged them privately, and I told them, hey, this is what's going on. I really don't feel like, and there were some other things behind the scenes that happened regarding a specific individual that was not really in my best interest with my group. So I just told them, I say, hey, you know, I don't really I don't really trust you. I don't really have anything to say, like anything, like, and then certain things that were being said by other situations. I was like, I'm just done with that, and I'm just gonna block you. Like, then I didn't, and I waited for the person to see it, but like, oh yeah, I get you, Cabal. But that's what I'm saying. Like I went about it the best way I could, and I did something like I talked to David about this behind the scenes, and shout out to David for being very, he's been giving me his opinion on everything. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's not like all, like, anybody says that David's an ass kisser or this, that, and the third. No, David was being critical on everything, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Be like, my whole thing is be fair when it comes to criticism. Thank you, Cabal. And there are times when I feel like if I feel like I haven't handled myself well, like with the stream I did a few days ago, I removed it. I owned up to it. I fucking, at first I thought about keeping it up, but then I was like, you know what? I really don't want to. But I didn't want to. I didn't want to just pretend it didn't happen. So I just wanted to basically tell everybody, hey, this is what happened. I deleted it. All this other stuff. So that way, nope, like, nobody could say I'm hiding stuff or what have you, and all that stuff, right? Or I'm trying to hide the stuff. Like I always said, most of the most chaotic streams I've ever done are visible on here. I really don't, like, I don't mind coming off as a dick. I'm very, very okay with that. There are times where I'm like, okay, I came off like an asshole, you know, I know some people say that's two completely different. That's just two similar things. I'm like, no. I feel like if you're an asshole, it's a little bit more of a. And if you're thinking that of yourself, like I said, I wear. If anybody says I'm a dick, I'm like, I wear that as a badge of honor. Fuck that. I don't care about that. But yeah, David and I talked about specific things regarding because we got the award show coming up in March. It's going to be a big. I believe that will be my first stream back because I'll be gone for mid February. I'll basically be gone mid February all the way until the beginning of the fucking of March, and I'm probably going to have it to where I come back for the 3000 Hangouts Awards because I'll be the master of ceremonies for that. Due to the situations, we did lose a co-host. Like a tough roller coaster. Yeah. I feel like the people I have now, they're like it's very like we're very. I'm at peace with it. I'm at peace with the people we have. I don't feel like we're going to be struggling without certain people in our lives or in our group chats or what have you, right? But yeah, we did lose a co-host that we were going to have for the 3000 Hangouts Awards, but luckily, unless something has changed, we have one person in mind to be co-hosting with us, and we have another person that I'm actually going to be talking to soon about that. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll just nothing is with that particular one. Nothing's concrete yet, but we made a decision that regarding the awards that certain people are probably not going to be a fan of. I already know one person did air it out, which again, that's I like to leave the surprises for the awards. Well, people will know probably halfway in because we'll be showcasing, we'll be doing the voting polls and all that. Probably when it gets close to the fucking award show, I will probably when we're able to release the polls for people to vote, we will most likely I'll probably share that in my community posts and all that. And if I do end up doing a stream, like a gaming stream, because that's probably that's the only thing. If you get anything from me, that's probably going to be that you'll get. And so regarding all that is that we made one decision that I know some people are not going to like. We erased a certain show from the award show, and they will not be mentioned, celebrated, what have you. And one thing that irks me a little bit is that it's only the people that are not being nominated or celebrated, and they call it a fake award show. I'm like thinking, well, and aren't any award show like that? Like like most award shows are not to be taken like to celebrate the people who have helped out in the community, in our community for the last year, right? It's really just that. At the end of the day, we get no trophies. We get no fucking. We're not going to come on here saying 2020. I may do it just to be funny, but it's heck an AK Dr. Martin. Like we may what was I saying? Like I may do it for joking, like, oh yeah, 2025 show of the year or something, right? But I may do that for just comedy purposes. But at the end of the day, it's just us celebrating the other people, like as a thank you to all the hard work that our community has done. And and I'm grateful to David for being allowed the opportunity to help with the awards, or not just on air, but behind the scenes. And that's something that I have not taken for granted, We have a new we have a new oh we have a new award. We have a new award coming up. Well, it's basically a similar award, but it's basically a modification of a previous award. I mentioned this on the crossover episode, so if anybody wants to know what that award is, I will. You could go check that out on the crossover event. So we'll have that. We have some new categories. I'm going to add some more as time goes on, basically to fill in the gaps that were left due to basically erasing another show from existence from there. And at the end of the day, it's going to be it's going to be a talked about award show. I know some people are probably not going to be happy with some of the changes that happened with the award show, but it was necessary to move forward. And due to, and like I said, I wish like there's two parts of me. One part wishes that none of the last 2 weeks happened in regards to that, but the other part of me is glad it did because it got to really see who's really there and who's not. So the plan is, like I said, is to keep going forward, keep going fucking balls to the wall with this year until I think September. I already told David that I'll have a potential date for when we could do the next crossover event next month, and that way we can announce the first guest for the first co-host for the Hangman Outcast. I'm also going to talk to David to see because we have I do want outside of us potentially what's the one I'm looking for? Like when we're able to reveal the awards and all that, or show or do the voting polls, I do want to talk to David maybe on that crossover in February to announce the categories ahead of time before we make them available for people to vote. I'll probably talk to him about that probably in after I get done with the stream. I may not put any people in or bring any people in. I don't know yet. It depends on how I feel. I may just vent for a little bit and talk about things and then just fucking go back to gaming until the popcorn pound tonight. I do hope I could do a open hangout maybe sometime next week. But again, if anybody wants to join in an open hangout, we have one on Thursday. I will not be there because I will be at work. But on Network 3000, we will be it'll be another edition of 3000 Hangouts. So if anybody wants to go in there, they can. But yeah, so tonight we are going to be on the Network 3000. We are going to be, it'll be the newest edition of the Popcorn Pail podcast on the Network 3000 channel on YouTube, not Facebook. Wayne the Dying Show, ladies and gentlemen. I know, right? How dare I work? How dare I work? How dare I have a life? But we're going to be talking about the what is considered one of the worst movies of last year because Soren, little bastard, decided to pick that for his birthday. Although I can't blame him. I did Beau is Afraid for my birthday, so I can't really fault him for that much. We're going to be talking about War of the Worlds this coming or tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern for people on the East Coast that want to watch it. I shared it in my community posts. And so we'll have a fun time with that. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Oh yeah. He's really going. I'm I'm sure anybody who didn't see Mr. Money stream, that guy literally had the nerve to react to my videos, and I took down his video. So yeah, he didn't really like that much, but yeah. But but yeah, as far as any updates, as far as I know, again, while I may not talk to certain people, the channels that were removed due to the porn bombing, they have not been restored. Um, Again, before everything happened, I did tell the people that it's going to be very difficult due to the fact that they need to have undeniable proof they were hacked, um, and all that. But I um, can't really say much. Like I said, I before everything happened the other day, I did check out their show on Facebook, the show support time, and I really like maybe Facebook is maybe this whole thing was a blessing in disguise because it looks like Facebook may be the place where they can get the most reach, if you will. Again, like I'll be honest with everybody. Um, the specific show I won't mention it, but that was removed from the net. Like, and I'll mention this here. I'll mention this here. The show would have been removed from the awards show if not this year, next year, because from me and David, what David and Ben have told me about the 3000 Hangouts, it's mostly based around YouTube. So if your show is not on YouTube, I really don't feel the need to count you in there. Now, if you have it on multiple places, that's one thing. But if you're not centered on YouTube, me personally, I just don't think so. Either way, certain shows would have been removed anyways. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So yeah, but with all that being said, I'll probably end it here. Like I said, I will try to do another what do you call it, open house sometime. I still can't believe that was said. Jesus Christ. But I will probably try to do one, maybe some next week. Like but if I'm being perfectly honest, I am probably going to be preferably sticking to Gaming with the Devil, just because I know a lot of you like that, and it's, I don't know, it's like it's just something just to take the mind off things, and plus you get visualization, not just me talking with nothing in the background. I could always add the background stuff, but I'm just, that's about it. But yeah, outside of that, I am planning on doing Resident Evil Village on Friday, because I do also want to get my thoughts on the Resident Evil Requiem showcase that's coming up Thursday. I work on Thursday, so that's another thing that sucks because I would have loved to talk about that, like done a reaction to it, but unfortunately, I'm not able to. But it's okay. I get my thoughts on it the next day. But outside of that, guys, check out the Popcorn Pound podcast tonight. We're going to be talking about War of the Worlds 2025, the one with Ice Cube, the one that is considered one of the worst and also best movies or best worst movies of the year. That's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun talking about that. And yeah, check out that. Check out 3000 Hangouts Wednesday and Thursday nights on Network 3000. And I'll be back here with Gaming with the Devil on Friday, maybe a twofer, because I know Deadpool's going to be coming out on Marvel Rivals, and Dragon and I will probably play it with Jack of Hearts. So I may stream that. You may just only hear me because we're doing it through Discord. So I think Dragon Media wants to have PlayStation. So yeah, that's the main thing with that. But for sure, Resident Evil Village, I do want to do that because was it Friday night where me and the missus are going to go see 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. So I am very much looking forward to that. Tomorrow night, we're going to also watch 28 Years Later because she has not seen it yet. So therefore, we just have that movie we got to see. But anyway, guys, I've rambled on for long enough. And basically, best thing I could give everybody is, if you have any if you have any issues with people and all that you want to try to rectify and whatnot, I may do it down the Thea reaction. I don't know. We'll see. If not, I'll review it the following Tuesday on Popcorn Panel. But if you want to rectify issues, always try to communicate better with people. And, if people are not in your best interests, as much as it may suck sometimes, cut them loose, because you gotta move forward. And also, unless you are a close, like, it's okay to take criticism, but at the end of the day, if you hear people giving their opinions on that, it's your choice whether you acknowledge it or just say fuck it. I do me. You don't know me. Blah blah. You can say a plethora of different things as to why their opinion doesn't matter to you. It may matter to other people, but I always say the people that I value their opinions are the people that are closest to me. I don't, like, there's some Joe Schmo or something. I don't really look at their opinion as anything worth noting. It's like I say, I see accounts go in different places and chats and fucking saying stuff, and I could go on and make videos or responses to that or whatnot. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the energy. The old saying is, as I stated in a previous stream that's now gone, love me or hate me, one thing you will always be doing is watching. And like I said, I thank everybody for that. Yeah, I feel you on that, Cabal. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for just listening to me ramble for 32 minutes, almost 33. And with that, I bid you adieu. Again, let me see if I can post the link to the stream tonight real quick before I go. Okay, I'm back. All right, so that's the stream for tonight's thing. Let me post it so people can see it. And there you go. That's for tonight's stream on Network 3000. Do me a favor, if any of you are not subscribed to Network 3000, even when the farewell tour begins in 2027, I will still be doing Popcorn Panel on there, so you will still be able to see me somewhere, just basically once a week. So if you're not yet subscribed to Network 3000, David 3000's channel, he's a good kid. Like, his goal last year was to get to 2,000 subs. He's almost there. And if you ain't subscribed to him already, do yourselves a favor and support the channel. It may not be for everyone, but there are things in there that, one thing I like about his channel, it may not be for everyone. There may not be stuff that you may not be interested in, but there's at least something there, like Popcorn Panel, for example. But yeah, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all later tonight on the Popcorn Panel podcast. Fuck hell, still recovering the allergies. Anyway, take care, everybody. See y'all tonight.